That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Sunday! Welcome to Magmaster Show. I hope everybody's doing fine. Believe it or not, I was talking all alone for 5 minutes there, thinking my mic was off, and getting so sad because I was asking a really important question. Nobody was around. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm a total reject. I'm a McFly. And I was, but it's okay. Here we are. I hope you're all doing fine today. I hope family and friends are doing well. Big shout out to Dabdragon, the one and only. I know he's not feeling too well. Little chills, little fevers. We're sending you a lot of love over your way, Dab. Get some rest. Get some liquid into you. You know, my friend. Get all warmed up. We need you next Tuesday. Me and Ethan were more than happy to host and co-host your show. But it wasn't the same, Dab. You know, you're the man. Nobody can beat the Dab. Nobody can beat the Dab. Dab is the band. How's everybody feeling? Getting me here? Hell yeah! There you go. Hey, listen, everybody. Unfortunately, I had a guest today, and for reasons, I always keep my guests really tight lit up. Okay, there's a few reasons for that, and I won't go into details. But what I can say is, unfortunately, my guest today. Unfortunately, had to cancel for personal reasons. He had a family emergency, and it was totally understandable in the circumstances. And I told him I know that'd be fine, that I could take over the show. It did happen, unfortunately, really like almost 15 minutes prior to the show starting, so I wasn't able to get a new guest. But I shall entertain you for the next 15 minutes, and I got some topics I can bring up, no problem there. Hey, did you guys? I could see it. You guys got excited. Who got some Street Fighters? I'd like to hear you. Who got some Street Fighters? I saw a few Street Fighters fan out there. Woohoo! Cool. NTR got some. Omi got some. Elbow got some. You know what's so exciting about this, guys, is that I'm not actually utilizing wax at all. I'll be honest with you. I got so much tied up with Ethereum right now. I got the Mag woman, Mandy, one of our team members here, and also a really special girl. Anyways, and she's the one that was utilizing wax for us and learning about it. And she was getting these. So prior to the actual official launch, and then if I'm correct, it was last Thursday. Prior to launch, they were actually giving away one NFT, Street Fighter card until the actual launch. So Magwoman here was able to, get a few of them, and on launch we grabbed a few more. There was a little debate going on Twitter. I don't know if you guys saw that. We had a famous influencer that kind of gave a jab to wax and Street Fighters because supposedly, you couldn't buy the Street Fighters with actual wax. You had to buy them with a credit card. Didn't go deep into that. We'll do so probably tomorrow. Look into that a little bit more, what's going on in that sense. But it sounds a little bit like they're going by the route of same thing as NBA Top Shot. But we'll see where that goes. Hoo-hoo! Go get your pop, people. Pop it up, pop it up, pop. Hey, and Dragonite, I gotta give you a hella yeah on that, man. I've been seeing those pops. Imagine, I don't even get all of them. I'm not attending. I'm hosting. So, anyways, so yeah, and some of them are pretty. Some of them are pretty nice, man. That last one you did there was actually, I was even impressed myself there. I was like, hey, man, maybe I should hire Dragonite as a Mag NFT logo designer, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was doing a hell of a good job there. I'm always impressed how many times I see French, man. You guys rock, merci beaucoup de rien, ça me fait tellement plaisir. So, yeah. Anyone plan on messing with NFTs on Tezos? OpenSea is going to be compatible with it. Yeah, I heard about that. It's going to be interesting to see where that goes, right? And it's actually even harder that Uncle Dabdragon, well, he's always the first on everything, you know what I'm saying? But he will be trying that too. Dragonate just had an orgasm, and Uncle Dab wants. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's gonna be. You know what? We got to admit something, guys. Here's one thing about Tezos. Okay, now we usually. Oh wow. We usually talk a lot about Ethereum. We talk a little bit about wax, flow. But there's one thing I've noticed that a lot of crypto guys in this community, boys and girls in the Ethereum community that have is we hodl Tezos. Every time you ask somebody, what are you holding? Tezos comes up often, and yet we don't talk about it. It's not a blockchain, meaning that somebody that is new, like a new artist right now in the NFT scene, has no clue what you're talking about. Tezos, what's this? Is that another NFT? Is that another block? What is it? So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where that goes, because Tezos is without a doubt one hell of a project, one hell of a block. So let me keep up reading, because you guys, you guys are just as smart as anybody else. I'm still sad that they didn't want that marble. Oh, the marble. Yeah. Hey guys, this is I haven't. Oh, so you're talking about marbles for probably Well Shark. I should go see what's his name. Holy smokes, man! Glow. I should Glow. I think it was who was the expert of marble cards. I've not heard about marble cards a lot these days. I know they're still around. I know they're still active, but it's not like what it used to do. I'm sure Dab remembers where marble cards were just about everywhere. They were everywhere to be seen. Milius is pitching a project that we don't know here. Let's see. Crypto pick. Yeah, I think that's it. If I'm correct, I unfortunately, as you guys most of you are also probably the same card as me. Is that eventually there's so much going on, it's hard to follow everything. But yeah, if I'm correct, that's it. Yeah, Marble had moved on the Matic network, so I made it that. Hey Dab, if you want, jump in 2 seconds. If you at least just want to say hi to everybody. I know you're sick, but I know we miss you, man. Miss your voice.
Oh, I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm still got whatever this is. But I'm here to support you, Mag, like I always try to. And hello, everybody. Thanks for all the warm wishes and get wells and everything. I really appreciate it, and it really does help. Last night I was at the Any event, and Show talked me into getting on the mic, and I think I overexerted myself. And I actually only woke up about a half hour ago, and that's 3:20 in the afternoon for me.
Yeah, but so take it easy, dude. Even if it's the time right now for you is not the essence. What's that's for you? Just follow what your body wants and drink a lot of liquid, sleep, and
I am, and I try to explain to people it's Dabdragon that drinks. I myself don't, but he makes me, get it for him and pour the glass and drink it for him. So it's Dabdragon that's the degenerate. Me, I'm just simple Paul, who's sick. Dabdragon, he's fine. So don't worry about him, guys. He'll be okay.
Okay,
that was a joke.
Dab, I'm just going to just rephrase that. Drink a lot of liquids, get some sleep, and take your meds. God.
I will, and thank you guys so much.
Hey, we love you, Dab. I'm really happy. Yeah, we can hear it. It's a little bit better than last time when we first heard you that Tuesday. It was bad. Your voice was out. So, but happy to hear that you're doing better. Wishing not just you, me. I'm wishing also your wife.
Oh yeah.
Your wife also health and happiness, and your entire family. Your father is always in my thoughts too. So,
yeah, he got his. He had to have surgery on the 10th for the second stent, and I'm having trouble getting a hold of him now. So I got that on top of everything. Yeah, everybody's got some issues with their lives and stuff. I'm still here. I'm still happy. I'm still supporting everybody, and I'm always here if anybody needs me.
Hey, Dad, I think you know it and you saw it. Like you support a lot of people too. So it's and you've also been a voice in the ear for a lot of people in DMs for so many people for so many reasons outside of the blockchain. It's only natural. We just we're giving it back to you, brother, because you were there for us, and it's time for us to be there for you now. So
it's kind of funny, Mag. I've told this story before that I didn't even know what an NFT was until I talked to you. And you helped me along my path to get started. And as I was talking to Easy the other day, he's in crypto, he made a point that I actually helped him to find ways. So, you know, you don't know who you're going to hear your latest great idea from. Easy is a big figure in the space, and everybody thinks that he knows everything, but he actually learned something from me, as I learned from Magmaster, and we all learn from each other.
I like that part.
So,
So that's
yeah,
that's the most important part you just said there, because actually we didn't learn. We didn't learn. I didn't learn nothing from Dab. Dab didn't really learn, like maybe the basics at the beginning, but you didn't really learn from me. I'll tell you what we.
no,
Well, I'll tell you
but you were there. You were there for me.
exactly. You know what? Well, I'll tell you something that was greater than our knowledge, and that is more important than our knowledge. We were there for each other, believed in each other. We knew this was going to happen, but sometimes it's normal as human. One would go, "Oh, I'm not sure about this," and the two other ones would go, "Hey, man, get the fuck back over here." And that's what made us so strong. And look where we're at now. We're in the token smart server with team and admins that we were there way before them. We can tell that. We can fucking lift off our shirts and say, "Hey, man, Sandy, we,
Oh.
we knew about Discord before, and when people were still going on Telegram, you know." So, but that's the thing. That's what made us, and that's why we're here. The reason Sandy's here, she has something that I could never do. She's got logistical and operational talents that we can only dream of. Dragon Nate, like I told you, he's not human. He doesn't sleep. He's on all the time. Look, he's still a moon. He's never green. It's always a moon because he's always sleeping and working. So that's why. And then Trislet, Trislet is the quietest one. We never hear him around. But like anybody else, he's an OG. But what made us, me, you, Ethan, is that we were the forefront. We're the one that pushed this narrative, and we learned from the real pros. Because the real pros came and saw us as, hey, you know what? You're a good community leader. Can you come and help us out with our members? And we'd be like, yeah, hell yeah. And then you have the project that would teach us that this is what we're doing. This is what's about. Oh, tell me more. And we grew in this ecosystem like that.
Oh, without a doubt, you just summed that up in a nutshell. We all grew with it, and if we didn't know something and we asked somebody that didn't know something, we'd go learn it. There were so many things that were questionable in the beginning, and even I questioned it. And I know on my show I've said, do your research, and be careful. And I watched Ethereum go up to 600, and then it dropped down to $125, and then it went back up. Now it's almost $2,000.
Dab. No.
Yeah.
You remember when Ether, we were on cent, went to $90, right? And and we were all screaming, buy more, buy more, buy more. But me, you, and everybody else, like everybody on our end, were poor because we're not the one building this ecosystem. And today I'm thinking, fuck, man, if I would have had $1,000, yeah, I would have bought 10 Ether at that time. I would have, honestly, if I would have had just like,
I do. I go through that daily about, oh my God, why didn't I get that then? Why didn't I get that then? I made the same mistake with Bitcoin. Why didn't I get it then? But you don't know. There's so many people that are saying what I'm saying and what Mag is saying, and a lot of them are buying in at $50,000. And you know what? They're going to lose some money.
But true enough. So I came just before the bull run, okay? Because I came in March of 2017, and the bull run started in September and hit its peak in December. But when I came in, I was doing meetups to teach people like what I'm doing right now. So don't share your 12 worksheets, all the basics. And a lot of people were coming out, should I invest? And I would always tell them, do what you want. Never go further than 5% of your actual investing portfolio. And, because that is the risk I would put a max cap on, would be 5% of your entire, portfolio. And they had bought, and some bought big. And look, when Bitcoin went back to almost like $3,000, most of the guys cashed out and left and never came back. Where, you know what? If you would have sticked, and look where I am now, Bitcoin's at 55, 60. You know what I mean? So it might go back, but I truly believe in one thing, and of course, do your own research. And this is not financial advice, but my personal opinion is that this is not going anywhere. And if it's not going anywhere, Well, prices won't be at 90. They can stay quo. They can stay at whatever, 900, 1,000, 1,500, around that ballpark, but it can easily go up too. I don't see Ether going back to $90.
No, I don't see Ethereum going back down to that. Here's with what happened to me. Of course, I invest in the farming tokens and things like that. But what the biggest surprise for me was like with Bitcoin. Um, Bitcoin was up and down, and I started way back then too. And I literally started with $8 worth, and then I hit some financial hardships and I lost my phone. Uh, I didn't have any Wi-Fi, no internet, this and that. So it just sat there. And about 6 months later, I went back and that $8 had turned into $2,000.
Yep.
And that was like, okay. And as I've gone on through the years, I've noticed that if I buy it and just forget about it, it does better than me trying to play the market. I'm not savvy at playing the market. I've learned that about myself.
Yeah, you're lucky.
So,
You can drink yourself to forget. I don't drink or drink, so it's always in the back of my mind. Somebody was asking, I'll answer the question, Elbow. I'll come to Satoshi Initiatives. You won't believe what happened. Dab, you remember Byte Long?
oh yes, I remember that.
I pulled another one.
No.
Yeah, this one was just as big, and you guys won't believe it. All right, okay, guys, watch this. And here's the thing: whoever's listening to this podcast is very, in a way, fortunate because it's supposed to be get kept as a secret for about a week. But you know what? I got nothing in return, and I'm
Tell me.
in return.
Just,
But
just tell us.
yeah, exactly. The only thing I really have is to say exactly. You know what? How can I say, guys? When you give, you don't give to receive. But I got excited. I'm just excited as these two parties getting together and happening what's gonna happen. Yes. So you ready for this? And let me just see if he's on. No, he's not online. Let me see somebody else that is from that team online. Uh, but I know you guys are so all nice to me. You'll all start saying it everywhere, and everybody will learn about it, and I'll get in shit. But it doesn't matter because I deserve the shit. Sandy knows. Sandy, tell them. Was that amazing news? What happened? I'm keeping them hanging on, eh? Okay, so I won't mention names, but Dad, you can guess who it is. So listen, you guys know that okay, so I'm gonna tell what Satoshi Initiatives is to Elbow first. Satoshi Initiatives was created by me back in 2017, and the goal of Satoshi Initiatives was on two fronts. Number front was to promote projects that were user friendly, so it became like a user advocate project. And we did a lot of meetups here in French in Montreal, where I also coordinated and worked with other meetups like the Basic Attention Token from BAT, for example. ETH Hub also came to Montreal. We helped them out there. So, and it came to a point that the reason why I got to into blockchain is that, like Dab and like so many of us, crypto saved me financially. Okay, unfortunately, I had done, like everybody, mistakes in the past that brought me to a situation where I had to, introspect who I was and redefine the person I wanted to be. And I did, and crypto helped me financially and socially, to adapt to becoming what I am today. And when I got into the blockchain, you guys may not know a lot of stories about me, but I was known to kind of get, how many times do we get these DMs of people from developing countries that says, how do I make money? How do I make money? And you always get that vibe like, oh, I know that, you feel bad. And at the same time, you're like, okay, this guy would just want to make a quick buck. And unfortunately, you feel it. You won't work for it. But sometimes, you get that, I don't know, the way that the person writes it or the way that the person pitches it and puts a little bit more effort into their comment. And I helped out a few people that I did not know, and Byte Long, I'll tell the story about Byte Long since I said it to Dab. Most of you know it by now, but rice farmer in Indonesia making $5 a week, so $20 a month US, and has a kid and a wife to sustain with that salary, $5 a week, and you would work 12 to 14 hours in rice farms. just to subside to his family. And he got on the Send platform, and I kind of took him under my wing. And he made one beautiful post that I told him that I wanted him to work on, which was pictures of where he worked with his buddies having lunch, the farm itself, and write about it, write about what was a day at work for him. And then tell him how much he made that specific day for working 12 hours, which was $1.25, right? For that day. And he seeded over $100 and it completely changed his life. He bought a bike for his daughter for the first time, a bike. She was 8 years old. She never owned a bike, and he was able to buy her a bike, and it was just absolutely amazing. I've known somebody also online for a very long time, before Well ever existed, before Well was even around. So this person, we go back around, I'd say beginning of January, February of 2018. And he knew Satoshi Initiatives, because we did have, many projects, and he was along the ride for the entire journey, And Venezuelan, very nice Venezuelan guy, had Discord, chat voice with him, even spoke with his parents, and, it really got attached to him, and came very special. So I got I got voice that and ears that this really big project that is well established in the blockchain, that is not going anywhere, that will be here forever as long as the blockchain is around. They were looking for a front end developer. So they were looking, actually, we call that HR needs. They were looking actually at traditional venues, like going to placement agencies, stuff like that, or even, like asking around. But, and I immediately clicked. So there was two people in my mind. One of them had lost their job recently. That was, that might have had the qualifications for them, and had that Venezuelan person in mind. And so I hooked them up. We went into group DM on Discord. So brought that project on, brought that person, that candidate on. I kind of pitched him because, unfortunately, the only thing this candidate did not have, was work experience on the actual work field. But everything else he has: heart, devotion, commitment, knowledge, so right away knew. And I told the guys, give him a chance, give him an exam, whatever, test him out, take 2-3 days, but give him a chance. And so he did 2 interviews. He did kind of a little exam there where he actually showed them what he did, and he got the job. And it's a real salary. It's a real, real U.S. salary that is in those, those range of being a real dev. A front-end dev does not make $20,000 a year. They make a good salary, and it completely, like, he cried. It was very emotional. His parents must be very proud. I didn't get any news on that end because it happened after that. But I was thinking also of his parents, because I spoke to his parents, and both of them were successful within the environment and government that was in place in their country. There were still parents that were fortunate enough to have 2 good jobs in a way, but within the circumstances of that specific country. And so yeah, and it's going to change his life for sure. It's going to financially now give him something that he was never able to acquire, and he'll be able now to also be himself. We must admit that when you do have some type of financial stability, it brings out the best in you. It gives it, because it takes away a lot of stress factors and a lot of these factors that sometimes doesn't change who you are, but it always puts you in a corner, and it's hard to get out of it. So yeah, so he's now going to be, and I know one thing about this guy. He's going to pass it on, because that's important for me too, right? And I always give in the hope that the person I give to will give back. And I know that person well. So that's it, Dab. Are you still around? That's my story, man.
Yeah, I'm still here. I was answering some DMs. Hang on a second.
Don't go ratting out right away. Can you wait until the end of my show?
Oh.
I'm gonna get DMs during my show. How can you have a big mouth? But nobody knows. I did not mention. No name mentioned. No name mentioned. You know who I'm talking about, that, but there was no name mentioned.
No, no name mentioned. No name mentioned.
But you know,
I think I know who you're talking about.
isn't that amazing, Dab? So now he's okay, man, for life. He's got everything set up for him. He's gonna be
Awesome.
better off than you and me.
You know, that's a recurring thing here.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, isn't that amazing?
It really is. It really is, and I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, yeah, he deserved it. It's just, it just really walks. And again, you should see my smile. It makes me, it makes me so, you know me. That's the only thing that's my high. There's my high. That's my high. I'm high right now. I'm on cloud number 9 because of that. So yeah, guys, you got it here first.
Imagine how he feels. Yeah, imagine how he feels. My goodness, to sit there and wonder what I know the feeling of wondering what you're going to do, and then all of a sudden you find it here on Discord of, and everybody wants to help, and everybody's saying, "Wow, you did a great job at this. You did a good job of that." When you didn't know yourself, because it's kind of hard to gauge yourself.
Yeah.
But when you have the people who support you here, it's such a loving boost.
It's just, how can I? Here's the thing also where, and here's why this one for me personally. Now, I'll tell you that in a way, the Bite Long story is amazing because afterwards he went to rent. And here's what he did, by the way. I never go deep in the story, but so he went back to the guy he was working for, so the landowner of that rice farm, and he rented a piece of land for a year, okay, for something like $50 for that season, and then he hired his friends, but then paid them, but took them on to then sell the whatever he was doing, and he's doing well, by the way, now, Bite Long, because of that. But this one was maybe like just as big, but for me it's more personal because I known this person for 3 years. He took a break, and when he came back, he came to say hi, and he was happy to see me, and not just that, I came to be attached to him. Like I would pray for his parents, once in a blue moon, because you all do, by the way, all of you, Magic, JB, Elbow, Adrian, Sandy, all of you there. I scroll down names, and there's names I've never talked to you, and I just remember your username because I keep you in my prayers. But
yes, you're very good about that. You support everybody here, and we all really do appreciate it. It's hard to realize sometimes, but supporting us says a lot about you and your character, and it does show through the texting. I've said this before. You can, on certain people, I can read the text and know what they're trying to express. Especially like if they speak a different language, but it's translated through Google or the translator here. I can feel their emotions coming through. You can tell when, hey, something's wrong, or hey, you just had a big windfall, and it could be a simple word as hello, but it's the way it's written.
Yep.
And it's just amazing how we've become that close through a texting app, basically.
But
Mag knows when I'm not feeling good. I know when Magmaster's not feeling good, and I'm sure a lot of people here can say the same thing.
yeah, but it also shows you something, which is now. There's one thing with me. You guys know, always honest, forefront, and sometimes I'm a little too straightforward, and don't talk bullshit. But here's the thing, dude. Is this guy was still in a team of a pretty big server, and that project was in that server, but yet nobody was smart enough to ever realize that, Jesus Christ, how come nobody gave a hand out to that? Now, I'm happy I did it, and then good, and maybe it's just the way it occurs. But my first thought was, and at least I know I'm going to be honest about this, my first thought was, how come it's me putting these two together? Because it was such a natural fit. This guy always voiced how good he was in it, okay? And there you are, and here I am, and going, well, okay. And I'm not saying there's enough, but I'm just saying it shows you guys that. Here, let me be truthful. Sucking up to always the big top guys in the server is not the best strategies. You'd be surprised who will open doors for you. You might think it's the moderators, but you'd be surprised who will open doors for you. So never turn your back on anybody. Always be kind to everyone, because you'd be surprised who actually holds the keys.
100%. 100% on that one. You never, ever know. I got to give you props on that one. You put it in a nutshell there, Magmaster. That is the absolute truth. You never know. And being kind to everyone shouldn't even really be something that is hard for you to do. Just, judge everybody with the same kindness you want to be judged with, and take in mind there are scammers out there, and be careful. Don't fall for it. But most of the people here are 100% beautiful souls.
And here's, oh yay, the Care Bear, yay! Oh, I miss those guys. Yeah, cheesy stuff. I have such a little heart for anything that is love and and affection. But sorry about that. I got a cat in my throat. Yeah, and how many, and Dab, you know this, and you're gonna acknowledge this. How many of the guys that we used to deal with as users or members, whatever you want to use, what terminology is the right one there, but members, how many members that we used to interact with them and we know them, but then like it wasn't like you and me, and then we go to the server and boom, they're like moderators on top. You're like, holy shit, who was this guy, anyways?
Oh yeah, definitely. I used to have a test for people, and yes, my first instinct is to trust everybody. But as I saw, some of the little scams coming out, I would test certain people who were just a little bit too nice sometimes. And I did it to Magmaster, and I'm sure he remembers. The little thing that comes in your DMs every once in a while about all the Bitcoin you won.
Mhm.
I wrote Magmaster and said, hey, look at what I just won. Now I knew it was a scam. All right. And his first word was scam. Don't do it. And from that point on, I knew Magmaster was true, and he was what I thought he was from the beginning, and has never, ever tried to do anything underhanded. And now that I've been in it for so long, I can see that there's just so many people here that have true, beautiful hearts and just want to come and hang out. I love it.
Yeah, and also here's the thing, guys, and everybody that's listening, it gives you a little a piece of advice is, like Dab says, that he trusts everyone, and maybe Dab is going to say, you know what? Here's another way to put it: is you don't have to have trust. When somebody comes to you and you says, hey, dude, can you retweet this for me? You don't need trust. There's no trust factor. You go, hell, yeah, why not? And if you go on his profile and you see, there's only 3 followers, don't tell yourself in your head, oh, why would I retweet? He's only got 3. No, just retweet it. Have fun. Support him. And so trust is not true. You know what? And here's the thing, and this might sound stupid, Dad. If ever within the first 2-3 communication, he asks you something that trust is involved, ask yourself, why is he coming so early?
Well, hang on a second now. I did do that. I tweeted everybody's, and I got I got kicked out of Twitter with my first account because I tweeted everybody that said, hey, go retweet this. And they said that I was dismissed because of spam. So from that point on, I've been a little more selective. But see, that was my point I was trying to make. Just bear with me because I am sick. Being here now for the amount of time that I've been here and getting to know everyone here and how beautiful everybody is. When somebody on Token Smart says, hey, Actually, they don't even ask anymore. They put up their tweet and I retweet it automatically. There is no having to say, "Hey, I liked and retweeted this." They just know that that's going to happen. But on that point, I am still a little careful with what I tweet because I don't want to lose my account again.
Yep. No, totally. And also, at the same time you know, in a lighter note is, you don't have to always retweet everything because, retweeting once here and there, like example, but big example is MagNFT, the actual Twitter account of MagNFT. There's things I can't retweet, and then also there's a marketing and then, there's a strategy behind every tweet because I follow my analyticals very closely, so I couldn't always retweet stuff because then it would lower our traction. But at the same time, is I will out of the blue retweet somebody that sometimes will come and say, "Oh my God, thanks a lot," and it's like, dude, no problem. Like, it's just a retweet. And if you're able to get 10, 20, 40 followers out of my 4,000, then hell yeah, man, hell yeah. Because then we're just doing exactly what we want, expanding this network.
Oh, without a doubt. And I've told you, I told this story before on Satoshi Initiatives, Magmaster server. Is that still around?
No, it's still it just changed name. It goes from MagNFT to Satoshi.
Okay. Well, I'm still part of the server for a long time now, and there was one of the people in there. I honestly I don't remember his name, but he came on and said, "I'm going to gift." This is how the whole relationship started between me and Magmaster. One of the people on Satoshi Initiative said, "Hey, I want to gift you an NFT." So me not wanting to sound stupid, I said, "Oh, that's great." He said, "Send me your Ethereum address." Okay, this is a person I trusted, right? So it's no problem. I sent him my address, and he sent me an NFT that is still floating around the Ethernet.
Oh my God, I remember that. I still have mine. That was she was Jamaican, right? I have one.
No, I think either Taiwan or Philippines. It was a guy, but he sent me an NFT, and it's still floating around out there because I sent him my regular wallet address because I didn't even know what a DApp browser was.
Yeah.
So I lost my first NFT. Well, I haven't lost it; it's still out there if I could ever find it. But I have no idea where it is.
Yeah, no, I absolutely. And I think tell me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it minted on oh fuck, what was it called there? Mokins. A Mokin. It was a Mokin, right?
Either a Mokin or Engine.
No, it could have been an engine, but I'm pretty sure. I think it was a Mokin. Man,
it was a long time ago.
People they're going, a Mokin? What the hell is he talking about? A Mokin?
Yeah, I'm Mokin. I remember I'm Mokin.
That's awesome. That brings back memories, man. Holy smokes, man.
Honestly, Magmaster and I became friends by cursing at each other, but in a funny way. It was like being on a job site. I'm 35 years in construction, and we started off by insulting each other, cursing at each other, but in a fun way. There was no animosity or anything like that. But and I know you had to do the same thing because every once in a while, I would step back from a comment and go, how does he mean this? Sometimes it got so bad that I had to think about what my answer was going to be because it got pretty nasty at times where other people actually left the server.
I'll tell you something that is because I do this often. So I love to like there's two things I love doing after smoking a good joint: reading a book or contemplating on things in my life, relationships and stuff like that. And I've contemplated about you, of course, Dab. And here's one thing I've noticed. So my past of homelessness, and I know your past of being a veteran. And I think that you know what? I think we both recognize that those two things complete different in social aspect, but emotionally they're the same traumatized. I saw people die as you did, and
Oh yeah.
so you know what I gain our respect there because we knew sometimes me and you could cross the line between you and me, but we knew that the reason why we were crossing the line is that we could understand each other. We could go back and say, dude, it's okay, I understand. Where a normal person could have either just washed her off of their life, or we could have said, man, you know what, you'll have to do a lot to come back up that ladder. Where me and you would say, hey, I give you my hand, come back here, man, you motherfucker. What the fuck you talking but that's what it is, and that's why I when I say I love you, that's where it is. It's not
uh,
superficial.
yeah.
It's not I care about you just because you're online. It's not because I care about you because of what we both grown to. No, I care about you because of who you are, and I understand that when Discord is off and everything's off, Dabdragon finds himself alone, and it's not always easy. Okay, so that's what I
Oh yeah.
recognize. That's what I love.
Oh yeah. Same here. Same here. I have the same feelings about that. And it's nice to have a place where you can come and talk to. And honestly, when the streaming actually started, um, it became more than just you know, it became like a family because you could talk to people. Like just like today. I mean, I'm not really talking about anything that important, but it is to
Well,
me.
don't bullshit. So here's the thing why I'm so happy for. Yeah, don't fucking bullshit. Here's why I'm happy for you. You tried a few times what you're trying. So what did Dab want? So Dab was okay. So you all know Dab, right? He's a social guy. He needs to be surrounded with people. He likes to talk. He likes to help. He likes just to be there. And he created servers where he had tried to done that. He tried to invite people like me, like people he knew that would have some type of interaction, but was never able to grow because he didn't have the money, he didn't have everything like me, like Satoshi at the time. And then Token Smart came along and he asked Token Smart, can I have my own podcast? And Token Smart, hell yeah. And he got everything he was looking for. Not everything, but meaning he finally found the niche that he wanted. That finally found the channel that he was able to become because that didn't want to make millions. Of course, like everybody want to make, but what was more important than that? Making
Yeah.
10, it was to make money, but at the same time to be active, to be there, to make friends, to help and to nurture this environment. And you found it in Token Smart, and I'm
Yeah.
so
And have an outlet. Crypto Art League is still my baby.
yeah.
And Crypto Art League, when it was started, I mean, you can literally go back. The server's still up. You can
Mhm.
go back and read what I wrote. Was that we are here to help, and that's all I wanted to do. I wasn't looking to make a fortune. Sure, I like money, but I was hoping that my NFTs would cover that. I wasn't, but we offered advice, and Magmaster was part of this. We offered advice to anybody that needed it. We offered help to anybody that needed it, and that was truly the ambition of Crypto Art League. And when I started the website, like he said, I just couldn't afford it, but I did try. And then Token Smart came to me, and because I had just kind of given up on the whole thing. It was like I'll just stick around in the
Who came
background
to
and
you?
help out.
Tell us the truth. Let's give the fucking props to who deserved that. Who the
Rizzle,
hell came to
Rizzle,
you? The first person.
Rizzle came to me. Rizzle.
Well, yeah, Rizzo, love you. And I'm happy to hear that name. But here's the thing, dude, because you know me, I don't bullshit. I was hoping to hear that name. I'm happy to hear that name. You know what I mean? Of course, I would not have been disappointed if it wasn't a Rizzle, but Rizzle was there with you. Rizzle was there on set. Rizzle knew the potential that you had. And for hear that name, I say, hell yeah.
Yeah. Rizzle came to me. It was honestly a surprise. He had written me a DM thanking me for all the work I'd been doing, and I was like, "What work?" Because honestly, all I had been doing is what I do for anybody that I support. I was retweeting the tweets, I was being active in the channels, and he wrote me with a thank you DM and a little bit of a token. And I was blown away by that. And then about a month later, I got the DM saying, "What do you think about your own show? Can we have a call?" And I told my wife, I said, "I think they want me to do a talk show." And even she was like, "What?"
That rock.
Yeah. And I was like, I've never even thought about going on. When you hear your own voice recorded, you never think you sound very good. Well, that's just your own personification.
Oh no, that's
So
true. You do sound like shit, but man, you're entertaining. You're entertaining.
uh, no, but what it was is that I was like, you know what? I'm tired of saying no. You know that movie, Say Yes All the Time with Jim Carrey. Okay, you know what? Let's give it a try. Yes, I will do it. And honestly, the first show I was sweating. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. And then my friends showed up. Magmaster was there. Easy was there. Bruce the Goose was there. And you know what? It just became okay. Hey, it turned into it's not that hard anymore. I don't even have to type. All I have to do is talk now. This is wonderful. So, mad props to Token Smart for giving me this opportunity to find something that I truly love.
You know where,
I love it.
and Dab, I'm gonna be like I've been around, so and here's
Mhm.
my opinion. So of course, Satoshi, I know you've been there, and of course, thank you for giving props to Satoshi. But I'll tell you where your effort paid off on Roll. You were one of maybe what five, I would say. So you were one of five that supported every goddamn artist that came on, no matter who they were. You were on. See, look, Sandy said yes. So look,
Yeah.
everything. Dude, for real, your implication on role without being a team member, without being part of the project, that I think for real, you got a lot of attention there, a
I
lot of it.
I did, but you remember back in the early days of Roll, I wanted my own channel. I was becoming. This is what I was getting at a minute ago. I was wanting to do more,
Yep,
and I talked to Bradley and Sinkus and all that. I said, hey, you know what? I'm doing NFTs. Let me have my own channel, and they said no.
yep,
Um, and I was hurt by
yep.
that. But and then I opened my own server, and then that's where Crypto Art League started. And then it was once I had said, okay, this maybe I just don't have it. That's when it all opened up for me. When I just kind of said, okay, let's just see what happens. And then the DM started, the calls started, and then now I'm on, once a week, every week, and I love it.
Well, you know, it's just I followed you and all since the beginning, and and Eason is the same thing. You'll laugh. There's only one name. I bring him often. You know who I missed from the old crew though is Remy Dude. I kind of miss him, but
Who?
Remy Dude.
Who? Oh
I
yeah,
miss
yeah.
Remy Dude,
I
dude.
remember
Yeah, there's
him.
two people I'll tell you who made another impact in my, but not in my life, but I will remember Remy Dude, and the other one was what was his name? Something Dad. He's the one that was quadriplegic. Remember, he told us the story when he fell from that rock, and he like almost went into detail, like what his thought process was during that fall.
Yeah.
Sneaker Dad,
Oh,
Sneaker Dad, and
Sneaker
yeah,
Dad.
yeah, and
Yes.
dude, that story, that story stuck to my head, and he's he didn't have it easy either. And I remember his face. I still have his face in front of me because he had that NFT that he made with all these colors of him, and I know with the glasses and the short hair. And I still have him in my praise once in the blue moon. Hey, Lemur. He goes Magmaster equals Satoshi. Well, of course not. But here's what I'm going to tell you. If 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 I would have a talk with Satoshi, I would tell him because our my project is called Satoshi Initiatives, and yet 99.9% of all the work I've ever done was for the Ethereum community, and yet I hodl the name Satoshi, and I can tell you that from the Maximalis, I got hit hard with Satoshi Initiatives in DMs. We even had Twitter, our account, oh my God, suspended like 7 or 8 times for all like stupid flags of no reasons because we're utilizing the word Satoshi and working in Ethereum. But here's what I always told them: Bitcoin was a tool. It wasn't Satoshi's vision. Satoshi's vision is written. It is the concept of decentralizing a market that is run by centralized banks. That's why he made the white papers for the Bitcoin. It was a way to, decentralize the system. And he then had to come with a tool. Okay, so when you draw a house as an architect, you don't build the house right away, and you don't know, like, you have an idea what you'll need, but it's the concept, and then you'll use the tools, because you can give the same plan to two people, and they'll build you two different type of houses almost, man. The quality will be completely different. Okay, so what is it? Is that's why I always said Satoshi is the vision, Bitcoin was the tool, and I've always maintained that, and I still believe it to this day. So
That's true. That's true, Magmaster. But Satoshi Nakamoto also came along at the right time. I've stated this before. Back in the 80s, electronic currency, digital currency, was in its infancy in the 1980s. But the technology wasn't there, and there was really no need for it yet. It was Reaganomics and all that crap had ruined our country. But electronic currency, actually, it had been going on since the 70s. They were trying to come up with it to get more users into computers and things like that, because they could see the future in the digital age coming, and we were still analog at the time. And in the 80s, they did the experiment with digital currency, and it just kind of crashed because there was no security. There was way too easy to hack. It was just a lot of problems. But when Satoshi came along, it was you always say, God, I wish I was there when it happened. Well, you know what? We were. I was. And even when I first heard about Bitcoin, I laughed. I was like, oh, because I remembered in the 80s, tapping along to my cute green screen that didn't even have Windows yet, going, oh, this will never work. And then when Satoshi comes along, I laughed back in 2009. I was like, oh, no, here we go again. But what I didn't take into account was that it's the right time. The digital currency is the right time. And honestly, a lot of people kept that same thought until COVID hit.
Yeah.
And they're stuck at home and said, hey, wait a minute, I can use this.
But that you are aware that where does the white, like you said, the timing for Satoshi and the white papers? So this is after the crisis. That was the
Right.
reason, and the other reason why was we had major rollouts of these major private enterprises by the government, which today is still recurring, because what happened to Robinhood is in the same line to what Satoshi came with, meaning that what was the concept is, again, we're talking about a traditional market that is exclusive to the tier percentage of this population, when on paper, what is the market? It is an open to anybody, and yet it is not. And so, Robinhood once again kind of tapped into that. So in a way, but you're right. Here's the one thing every time I said, people go, oh yeah, but I don't hear it again, meaning I haven't heard people when you are talking to your family and friends, and that are of age of at least 30 and over, because they'll remember it. The only thing, when they ask you what is Bitcoin or what is NFTs or what is anything that is right now where we're touching, okay, it's very simple, and you'll see the light bulb in their head. Now they may question, but you'll actually see a light bulb. You tell them, you remember Napster? They'll go, yeah, the music thing there. Yeah, well, it was music or pictures. It was files. So that Napster was sharing files. Yeah. Well, it's the new Napster, yeah, but this time for digital assets. That's all it is.
Yeah, I remember Napster.
Well, what is blockchain? Now, it's a lot more complex, but think about it. Napster is the P2P for digital assets. Therefore, it is in the same line of for user. Now, not for the programmer, not for the back end, but front end. I'm talking the front end. It is very in the same line as Napster. You are transitioning peer-to-peer in digital assets this time, just not in MP3 files, not in JPEG files, but in digital assets. Now, those digital assets needs an entire structure to ensure the security of it, and it's called a blockchain. But the concept for you as a user, think of it as Napster, and we are transitioning between peer-to-peer in digital goods. And you'll see, they'll go, okay, yeah, I get it, okay. And then you can move on from there.
Yeah, but Napster started off with just a simple idea of, okay, I just bought this cassette tape or this CD, and I'm going to download it to my computer, and then I'm going to share it with my friends.
Yeah.
And that's
How
the
it started.
simplicity. Yeah. And it opened up a wormhole from hell.
I want to answer
with everybody. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to answer NFT art before it goes. NFT art, you're bringing a subject that I brought that not many people ask me about. So will Metallica be the first to go directly against the blockchain? Because he's right, okay, guys? If there is one band that changed the music industry, okay, it was Metallica. Now, I'm not saying that they're the greatest band. I'm talking for the financial and proprietorship of their brand. There is nobody that had a better proprietorship of their brand than Metallica ever has and still has to this day. They broke Napster down. Like Metallica is fully responsible for bringing the entire ecosystem down. It was Metallica. Now, will Metallica come, because they're still around, right? They're old. I don't know if they still give a fuck, and I think they do. I think they'll give a fuck until they'll die. Will they come around and try something? Oh yeah. Can you imagine NFT art? Imagine Metallica coming into the scene. One thing, it's, and also legally, because here's one thing: Metallica loves lawyers. Metallica loves lawyers. Okay, they could have built their own firm of lawyers. Okay, and yeah, I'd be interested. I always said I'm surprised I haven't heard anything from Metallica in a way. As stupid as it may sound, but it'll be interesting to see. Sorry, Dad, for breaking you, but it's just right, because Metallica and music and anything that has to do with technology, they've been at their forefront. Like, trust me, it's been unreal.
Oh, no worries there. Listen, and on that note, I'm starting to sweat a little bit, guys. So I'm gonna have to
And
take
it's
a break.
already an hour. Hey, Dab, I love you. Thanks for coming. And I had a special guest, but for the first time since I started the Sunday's Confession, for the first time, unfortunately, something happened to my guest, and I had a family matter I had to take care of. So, but you take
It
care.
was my pleasure. Yeah, it was my pleasure to be here, Magmaster. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you all later.
Yeah, and I hope you feel better on Tuesday. We hope to see you then. All right, everybody. Hey, so yeah, it's already been an hour, but you know what? Everybody here. No, I'm not the only one. We know how to roll with the punches, and we sure did on this Sunday's Confession. Thank you 1,000 times to Dab for joining me and bringing some conversation to the table. Thank you for everyone for listening. Thank you. And again, always do, because it's important to do so. Dragonate, Nate, Sandy, Trislet, Rizzle, even though you're not there, Jimmy, Eason, everybody from the Token Start March family, thank you so much for creating this server. Thank you for being there for us, and thank you for allowing us to have a voice. Special mention here. Let me scroll up. There's a few of them that thank you. So Magic 808, thank you, girl. You rock. I really appreciate your support. Let me see. There was another one. Also, BB Studio. Listen, you're new. I'm not saying new as in new, but just starting to notice you a lot, and thank you for all the support. Lemur, thank you for participating on the show also today. Elbow's another brother of mine. Very close to Eason also. This guy, Elbow, give him some love. He's just one of a kind. Milena, girl, what you said was awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that you enjoy listening to the show. Thank you so much. You've been around for a while. You've been around. You're quiet. We don't know. Yeah, well, girl, I'm going to invite you one day, man. I'm going to have to bring you onto this show, even if you don't speak proper English, just to say hi, because you've been around for a long time, but you're another quiet one, but always there to support us. Hey, yeah, thanks a lot. That poor Lord, there's another one. And, so many of you now, are just names that we know. Oh, that's a lot of heart, Patrick. Thanks a lot. Shout out to Deepen and Lenore too. New faces in here. Yes, Melanie, Harbor Snacks, BB Studios, Elbow, always been there. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, just just fortunate enough. Here, Sandy, and Elbow. Please tell Sandy. Yes, yes. I wrote an article like 2 years ago, guys, about Discord. This is what I envision. Token Smart is what I had envisioned. It was it was a user server for user advocation, for user products, and let the guys, the smart guys, because they're smart. I've never met any. I've met the smartest kids in the blockchain. Like technical wise, these guys rocked. But man, they needed people like me and Dab to come in the forefront and take care of you guys, the user. You know, and so we're grateful to have this spot. So yeah, thank you again, everybody. Have a nice Sunday. Prayers to everybody. Love, affection, health, happiness to you and your family and friends. Cheers. And me, I'll see you next Sunday. A show or no guest or no guest. You can always wait every moment you spend. See ya. Thank you, Dragonate. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.